Nigeria is at crossroads regarding the cause of severe flooding ravaging many parts of the country and how to tackle it. President Muhammadu Buhari has blamed the flooding as well as encroaching desertification in the northern part of the country on the negative fallout of climate change. Meanwhile, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, has said the flood has so far killed 612 Nigerians and affected over 3.2 million others, out of which 1.4 million persons have been displaced. The minister confirmed that the distribution of relief materials to affect 21 states affected by the ravaging flood has begun. Let's share the updates about the disaster by TVC News Moyo Thomas with you. However, it appears some Nigerians have even resigned to fate regarding floods ravaging their communities. A viral video has surfaced on social media showing people cooking on water. Let's share the video with you.
Floods have wrought serious havoc on some communities, bringing unimaginable hardships on their inhabitants. A situation report by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development as of 24th October put the number of persons affected by the 2022 floods at about 3,219,780. And out of this number, about 1,427,370 persons have been displaced. The death toll has now increased to 612 people from the 500 deaths recorded about a month ago. The ministry has swung into action providing relief materials, including food and non-food items, especially for people that have now become homeless due to the situation.
As of 24th October 2022, a total of 21 states have received relief items so far. And these states are Abia, Adamawa, Anambra, Bayelsa, Ekiti, Enugu, FCT, Imo, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Kwara, Lagos, Nasarawa, Niger, Ogun, Ondo, Oyo, Sokoto, Taraba, and Yobe states.
Nigeria already faces dire food insecurity from the nefarious activities of bandits and the impact of COVID-19. This has now been compounded by the floods. The report says 176,852 hectares of farmlands have now been partially damaged, and another 392,399 hectares of farmland is totally damaged. In spite of all the negative news, the minister commends the effort of communities in search and rescue operations.
We received reports that in 144 local government areas, local communities worked together to provide first response to their families and neighbors.
She assures that effort to mitigate the impact of the flood will continue and says daily updates will be made available in the ministry's and NEMA's official website. Moyo Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.
I thought my producer is going to show me that the video that went that's gone viral. People, cooking on water. Judy, very difficult situation, and we won't stop talking about this situation except the federal government, and we see that the sufferings of people, these people that are displaced, they are really taken care of. Yeah. Because it's not something we can play politics with now.
No, it's not. We didn't think this thing would be this bad, but the truth is, it's a very, very big problem now. It's a very, very big problem, especially when you realize that we've not seen the full effect of global warming. Mm-hmm. We are only just beginning to feel the effect of it. And all the warnings over the years that were disregarded, we can see how it's biting back now. The world took the warnings lightly. You can see how it's biting back. How do we save our people? The Bayelsans have confirmed now that more than 100 of their people have died. In Jigawa State, more than 200 people have died. So even these 612 that we have been told have actually died in our country, I believe it's just a conservative figure.
Of course.
And that's what usually happens when officially you are told that 612 persons have died. You know that a lot more have actually died. That is the tradition here. We don't usually mention the exact number of the dead. So that's to tell you the extent to which this flood is destroying lives in our country. People have lost their farms. They don't know where to go. They've lost their homes. They don't know where to go. There has to be very strong remedial actions that government can take. Government also must find a lasting solution, an approach that is more holistic than what we see. Because right now, beyond giving people succor, giving them beddings, giving them grains for them to eat, we need measures that can stop this disaster from happening. Early warning systems have to be activated so that, look, we can relocate our people before floods come to take their lives. We can take them to higher ground. That's how it should be. Let's have these methods in place that will ensure that this sort of problem, if it happens again, the effects won't be this grave. The way it is, it's like we were never warned at all. And I can recall that we were warned that this thing was coming. It's just the way, it's just our response to it has just not been good enough.
And the effect of this might just be, it will affect farming. Already, the flood has affected a lot of produce.
Well, that's the way it is. For me, I think what BKO has said is what we should pay attention to. What are our long-term plans? I read a report where the president gave the Minister of Water Resources 3 months to give him a plan. We have been told that this heavy rain won't stop until mid-December.
Mid-December?
Yes, so it means, yes, it means then that in the short term, what are we doing? Can we work on something quickly? What should be of benefit to us has become a disaster. We keep talking about farming all year round. This is an opportunity for us. How many dams do we have? Even the Cameroonians, from what government officials have said, told us that as they built their own Lagdo Dam, we should also build our own dams to contain water. What have we done? This can allow us to do irrigation farming. It can allow a lot of things. Rather, what we're having is this water destroying farms, rendering...
At the time of harvest.
Harvest, period.
It's a very wicked time to
and this is the kind of things that will give rise to the social media to go gaga with different versions of some people already saying, well, maybe government allowed all of this to happen in order to cover up the fact that the money said to have been put into agriculture was not actually put in there. All kind of insinuations. But these are things that we should, as a country, work on. Can we dam this water? Can we put it to better use? I passed through Ashedire the other day, and only one channel out of 4 was opened, and that bridge was almost filled to the brim. I'm wondering what will happen, because now we've been told very clearly that Lagdo Dam has not been opened in Cameroon. That what we're having now is just our own natural rain. What happens if Lagdo Dam is opened? Lagdo Dam that flows across about 1921 states in Nigeria. Gets even up to Bayelsa, which is already in trouble now. Gets to Jigawa, where so many people have died.
Okay, I think my producer is saying that viral video is ready,
okay,
showing that people cooking on water. Trust our people. Jiri, we can endure any situation, no matter how
Yeah,
much.
I know.
we have to survive.
As
We are very
anyhow,
resilient.
Anyhow,
That's
once
why
you
when
survive
Nigerians
Nigeria,
go
that's why our
abroad-
people excel abroad. Oh.
Yes.
This the kind of spirit.
is
Once
it-
you can
is-
survive
What
in
is
this
it that
country,
they've not gone through here?
What are you saying?
You know?
they say if you want to make call within this country,
That's
and
why
help, you are making
you know
local
that
call.
popular saying by Citizen Jones. You say, "I've seen 99. Who is 100?" Nigerians have seen 99. Who is 100?
And you know what? One of the things you mentioned about government advisory that people should move to higher
People
ground.
pounding yam. That's
Oh,
Yes.
that water, yes.
still pounding
When
yam.
you tell
Cook
people,
delicious soup. in it.
when you tell people like this to move to higher ground,
Pounding yam.
where are they going to
Of
move
course,
How?
now they have to eat now. They have to eat.
Must you eat yam? Have you pounded yam?
That's their favorite food, so they have to cook it.
they must eat
What will
something.
the children eat? Look, some of them, they create platform and sleep right on the
Of
water.
course, they do that.
Not everybody can go to all these IDP camps. now.
Apart from that, even how many camps are there?
How many camps?
How many camps are there?
You look at
And
a
how
state
close
like,
to your house is the
Delta.
camp?
That so many of their local governments are affected. How many camps have they opened?
Camps.
That's not way.
I think
Look
Edo
at
was,
Kano, 14
Edo,
local governments.
Edo was
Delta,
talking
19.
Edo was talking about 10 camps or so. Or was it Delta? And
Delta.
then you ask yourself, 10 camps, where are they scattered? And in that state, you have 25 local governments, meaning that not even all the local governments affected by this flood as a camp. So when you are telling people to move to higher
And the
ground,
lift can't reach all of them.
no. When you are telling people to move to higher ground, you must provide the higher ground. I can't be staying in a house where I can't even afford to pay rent, for instance, and you are telling me to vacate it and go to higher ground. Where is the higher ground? Who is going to provide it?
Who will give me shelter?
Who will give me shelter? And that's why people keep staying in those houses until the flood comes.
And we're looking at the possible
And the flood
food,
is very slow in receding. That's the biggest problem.
food scarcity that might come with this
Oh, that
after.
one, there's
That next year
nothing we
might
can do
just
about
be
it.
Nothing.
bleak.
Rice, especially
Rice.
rice. You know, the problem with rice is
can you
that you
plant
need several months for it to germinate, for it to reach harvest time.
Right.
Need at least, I think, 9 months or so. Now, it's not with what is going on now. We can't say, oh, once the season, once this water recedes, you
Recedes,
can
you-
quickly plant rice again. No, it's not like corn. It's not like corn. Corn, as I had Obafemi Awolowo say in the learning one day, you can actually grow corn 3 times
In a year.
in Nigeria. We have the capacity, and the climate is favorable for us to grow it 3 times in a year. But you can't grow rice 3 times a year.
Even in Lagos here, where you have some of these wetlands, even right here in around Magodo, you have corn there all year round. All year round. That's why I said this water that has become a disaster to us is something we can actually put to good use. And it doesn't require that this minister, who was ordered by the president to produce a report in 90 days, should be told. I don't know why it is always the fact that we respond after
After the act.
the act. We are always doing that.
It's, and
like we are
NIMET was
never
warning.
prepared.
NIMET warned
was
about
warning.
flood, so we have to give them credit. They were warning. They listed all the states that will be affected. But what has our response been?
Bing.
Because I'm not looking at response in terms of, oh, it has happened, let's go and give them relief.
That's not
We have
it.
to relocate people. We have to prepare people's minds for what is to come. All these people in the hinterland, how many of them even had NIMET warning? But as a government, you can't wait for these things to strike, kill our people before we start responding. We have to move faster than that.